Hello again. If you've been watching and keeping up with this Moulton build, you'll be aware that things have fought me every inch along the way. What's the latest thing? Well, watch on and find out. I'm building the rear wheel. What can possibly go wrong? Let's see. Once more onto the breech. This time with a Sturmey Archer 4-speed hub for the back wheel, so slightly shorter spokes, and I'm going to use the washers, spoke washers, straight from the start, straight from the get-go. Hopefully my measuring on this was the same as it was on the front, so yeah, with those it'll be absolutely spot on, fingers crossed. So again, hopefully oiling the threads on the spokes, building the same way. Just one mention though, I've read this, so I don't know if it's true, but the spokes going in the direction of rotation, in theory should be on the inside, so if they bow under pressure they're not going to get in the way of any cogs or anything. Now it's not really relevant on this with this hub and this sprocket, but probably not with short spokes either, but it may make a difference with ones with huge huge cassettes on, and long spokes like a 700C wheel. Whether there's any truth or not in it, I don't know, but it's something that I've read, so I thought I'd better mention it. And the hub, I was tempted to strip it out, but you know, it's working. I've got another one that I will strip and do a video of, but this one seems to be working. If there's any problems I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. So I'm just going to build it. The build's taking a while as it is because I need to get it painted, so anything I can do to speed it up and G myself on a bit is better. Right, let's get these spokes in. Pretty much the same as the last video, so I'll not bore you with it, but yeah, I'll show you how I get on. So far so good. I have had to balance the wheel because of the length of the hub, and of course with the bolts, this piece of plastic is just protecting the chain. The chains are unobtainium, really. They're really difficult to get hold of. Basically just to prop the rim up, make it easier on myself so it's not flopping over all the time. But yeah, that's a fraction of it done so far. Quarter of the spokes in. I shall crack on and yeah, show you how I get on in a minute. There we go, that's the first side of spokes on. Not looking bad. With the weight of the hub, don't know if making a pain in the chuff. It's yeah, it's wrestling you all the time. The weight's trying to fall over, so you're not controlling it. It's sort of like you need three hands really to hold it in place, hold the spoke in place, and then tighten the spoke nipple, or thread the spoke nipple on. Still, yeah, these things are sent to try us. Right, let's get the other side done. At the risk of getting oil everywhere, I've taken the indicator chain out the other side and the nut. So those are now just kept somewhere safe. You can see the other indicator rod popping out of here. Now these can be converted to a 5-speed, but it seems a lot of faffing about with 2 levers and stuff, so yeah, for the one extra gear I'll not bother. 4 speeds is fine. 3-speed would be, to be honest, with the final gearing right. But you can see the little rod poking out of there, and that's what's used for setting the adjustment. See if I can zoom in on it without it losing focus. I'm not sure if you can see it. Just in there. But that's how you can tell a 4 from a 3-speed, and that nobody's got a 4-speed shell and stuck 3-speed internals inside. Right, so that's sitting a bit more dish now, so that should make it a bit easier for me to thread these spokes in. Well, it needs to be said, that side was a pain in the chuff. Poking them through and then having to fight to get them in the right place. As they're going through, these flanges are quite thick, so you've not got much room to angle it, and it's going in the wrong place. It's wanting to go straight, but you need it over there to work its way up. Yeah, you know, we're trying to go there, but I have to get it through there and there. Next one should be easy enough, because I'm poking them outwards, and then I can just get them to where they want to be, or where they should be. Not where they want to be, that'll be alright, nice. Right, last stretch, then I can have a brew. There we go, all in, all the spokes in place. They're not in tight yet, all loose, but yeah, we'll got a bit of backache cleaning over doing that, so I'm going to have a cup of tea and then start tensioning up some of these spokes. The last lot, because I was coming through this way, really easy, just a case of poking them through there, through the hole, into the correct hole, and unlike the last wheel, I didn't get any in the wrong hole, so to speak. But yeah, not bad, pleased with that. So one of those, the more you do it, the easier it gets. I think next time I build a wheel, I might try doing the inner on one side and then not doing the outer spokes on that side, but flipping it over and playing the B side, you know, putting the inner spokes on both sides before doing the outer ones, because the outer ones are easy, even when the rest are in place. Inner ones, less so. Right, time for a cup of tea. Right, suitably refreshed, and we'll be back, not aching anymore. Time to start nipping up these nipples just a bit at a time, trying to keep them even, because you'll see at the moment how much play there is in that. I need to have that reasonably central on this particular rim and hub combination, so I'll be going round just nipping everything up a little bit. I'm going to use a screwdriver from this side because it's just easier that way. I'll try and get them down to, what are we looking at? So just a few threads are showing, maybe a couple of threads are showing on each one. That should tighten it all up a little bit. Then I can start working on making sure it's straight. Right, that's got them all tightened up a little bit. I took them down to about 4 or 5 threads showing, and it was still very loose. The hub was rattling around loose, so I took them all, so they're all showing about 2 threads all the way around. Started at the valve hole, so I knew where to stop. Basically I just went round clockwise, don't matter really because it's reversible, but yeah, just keep going. It's cumulative though, so once you start tightening these, don't go too far, because once you get on the other side it starts pulling and you're tensioning them then, and as it is, by the time I got back round to the valve hole again, this one was almost at the point of being tensioned. So they're all loose, they're not making a tune when I pluck them. Very dull sounding, so they're not tight yet. If I spin the end, it's not too bad, reasonably straight actually. Quite pleased with that. None of the spokes are poking up through the nipple, so that's always good. I probably chose the right size for these, but I've got the washers on them now anyway, and I've yet to do the tensioning. So these will take a little bit. I want a nice strong back wheel, so there's a bit of wobble in that. Don't look to me much in terms of ovality. Doesn't seem to be oval. Lovely noise that, isn't it? Right, so I'm going to tweak all these about. I'll give them all one turn at first, and then start tightening by about half a turn at a time until I start getting somewhere close to the right tension. And then I'm going to have to do it another day. Actually, it's dark outside now. It gets dark at 4 o'clock now. Not keen on winter nights like this. Night draws in. The lack of good light stops play, to be fair. I would suggest, if you want to try this, it does get easier each time you do it, so get yourself a couple of scrap wheels, experiment, you know, have a bit of fun, play about and get used to it. It's a useful skill to have, even if you only end up straightening 1 or 2 wheels on your bike. It's worthwhile doing rather than paying someone else to do it, and it gives you an understanding of it as well, and gives you a good feel for how tense the spokes should be and how even the wheel should be. So yeah, I'd recommend anyone trying to learn it as a skill. You know, it's useful, especially if you're messing around with bikes, which I'm assuming if you're watching this channel you do. Right, tension, and then the next job is to true it, but that might be tomorrow when it's light. Okay, so you can see the buckle in that, but you can probably also see a difference in distance. I can't fit my finger in there, but I've got more than enough room there. Now this could be one of a few things, unfortunately. It could be something as simple as just setting the dishing on the rim, in which case it will just be a case of tightening the correct spokes to pull the whole rim this way. So I would loosen this side slightly, tighten this side slightly, and then check again. Sorry, the table wobbles a bit on the floor. Another possibility, I've got these right back in the dropouts on the rear fork, so the other possibility is that the rear forks have been manufactured with a slight difference in the tolerance, and that when it's actually put together and the chain tensioned, these won't be right back, the wheel will be centered and no problem. It's always fun. So if I drop that side in its drop out, pull it this way a little bit, everything will be centralised a bit more. What I need to do is get a bar through the swing arm pivot, a bar through there, and measure and make sure. It could also have got twisted sometime in the last 60 years. These things do happen. So never straightforward, but something for me to get cracking with. Oh, if only it was simple. Let's spin it right way, then you can hear it properly. That sounds all rather tight and notchy too. That sounds horrible actually, and that's not even tightened, that's just finger tightened. Right, so I'm going to have to go into the hub as well. Deep joy.